Hi guys. Wanted to talk about how to avoid situations that seemingly keep happening over and over again in your life, like events that you experienced it before, but for some reason you're experiencing it yet again. And I'm going to share a story with you that perhaps will give you some insight in regard to why the situation keeps revisiting your life again and again. So, um, about, oh wow, 2012, 13, 14, 15, about 4 years ago, 5 years ago, one of my friends died. They overdosed on heroin. And at the time when he was alive, I wasn't really able to do much for him. I gave him like $20, so he can go buy more, so he wouldn't succumb to any type of withdrawal syndromes or symptoms. And I did my best, because I had no idea what else to do outside of like calling the cops or the ambulance, and he didn't want to do that because he would have really freaked out. Um, anyway, later on down the line, he passed away from an overdose, and it really hit me pretty hard because I was very close to him. And his initials were J. It started with a J. I'll just say that. I got to make this elusive. And later on down the line, um, I met another individual who was on drugs, and again, his initials was it with a J again. Okay. Now, prior to both of these situations, I had dealt with my mother years ago, back in 2001 or 2002, and she was coming off of heroin. So I had dealt with these heroin withdrawals uh, for some time, and I did my best to help my mother, and she actually uh, came clear. Her face was clear. She was fine after 3 weeks of going back and forth to the hospitals and running baths and all kinds of stuff that I did. And, there was a moment of clarity that I was able to share with her, which was awesome. But week four, my mom stole my laptop and went and bought more drugs. And I was devastated. I was like, I cannot believe I went through all of this and it resulted in this again. So I pretty much was like, whatever. You know how life is. You gotta keep on moving and not really give too much thought to it. And my mom, and her name was a J too. So this was back in 2001 or 2002. My mom's name was a J, and then my friend who passed away, his name was with a J, and then the other person who ended up in my life again uh, ended up with a J. And then I started to realize that all these people were addicted to heroin or addicted to drugs. And I'm like, wait a minute, why does this keep on revisiting me? So my relationship with my mother was very fragmented. Like we really never really spoke that much, or we attempted to, and it didn't really last long. And subsequently, this recent person whose name was with a J, came into my life at a time where I now understand consciousness and unconsciousness, and I understand patterns, and I understand, reality shifting and laws of attraction. Like, I know a lot of different aspects now, and I can actually help somebody more so than just offering them, a $20 bill and saying, go buy more drugs. This time, I'm aware of the fact that the universe is a big mirror. It reflects our state of being. So I went and I explained all this information to this person, and I said, the only thing to fear is yourself. So step into your power, and everybody's going to support you and love you. And sure enough, he followed my advice and he stepped into his power. And he told his parents, and his parents came and started to love him and support him. And eventually, they actually took him to the rehab and checked him in, which was to me such a profound experience because it was something that I wish that I could have done with my friend who passed away, and even with my mother. And I was unable to at the time, but this time it happened through this individual. And I cried so hard. My God, I cried so hard. Like, I cried so hard. It was like therapeutic. Like, from all of that moments in the past, culminated all into this one instance where I realized that I potentially saved someone. And as a result of that, just tears streaming down my face and like this healing happening, all in the same instance. This was on a Thursday, and then on Saturday, guess who calls me? My mother. And we had a conversation for 3 hours and 10 minutes. Wow. So that means I healed that relationship for my mother because I kept on reliving my mom again and different people over and over again, until this one time I was actually able to save my mother in this other form, but it represented my mom in her drug addicted state. My mom now calls me and she texts me every moment and she wants to know how I'm doing. Um, it is just to show you how everything is within. And when we heal ourselves, we heal the world outside of ourselves. So I wanted to share that, just to give a little insight of some inspiration and what is possible. As I've said many times, the world is within you. Everybody that you see outside of you is within you. And if you want to repair those relationships and fix those relationships, heal the things that you are holding on to within yourself against that individual, whether it be judgment, whether you felt wronged, or whether you felt ashamed. Love that person, be that person, go out there and help that next form of that person that comes into your life, because you will free yourself of that pain, and you will free excuse me, you will free that projection of yourself or whomever that person is, your mother, your father, whoever. um, Absolutely awesome. So, thank you.